things are something like this, guys. You know, this structure is nothing but a non-primitive type of data where you can have a number of data types. Okay, where user can create its own data type, right? So that is what the structure is, right? Now there is a concept called as padding. It came across in 32-bit compiler. It was not in 16-bit compiler. It was from 32-bit compiler. Okay, in 16-bit compiler it was not there. Okay, it was all normal, right? You are using padding. Okay, why you are using padding? I'll tell you. Okay, structure padding. Okay, for example, you are traveling in a car. Okay, you are traveling in a car, right? So you have a luggage now, right? When you keep the luggage backside, if you are keeping only one single luggage, okay, it is not packed now. It's just one single item. You're keeping one single item. Now when the car moves, right? What happens to this luggage, guys? It start moving it and making noise. You have observed that, right? This is one thing, right? This is first thing. Okay. Second thing also. Okay. Second thing also. They tell it something like this: empty pot. Like when like they tell it something like this. Okay. If you have half-filled water, okay, in a pot, when you have a half-filled water, the water spills out, right? Water spills out, right? Have you heard about this? Right? When the pot is, when the pot is, when the pot is full, right? This doesn't make anything, right? This is second thing I'm asking about it. Okay, second thing I'm telling it. Next one, third thing. Okay, third thing is something like this, guys. When you're taking an Amazon order, right? So when you're ordering a delicate item, right? Or maybe like whatever the item is, look, the item size is very small, right? They will pack up in a large box. Okay, large minimal. That was a minimum box they had it now, right? When they pack up this element, due to the movements, this element will go left and right, up and down, that like that, right? So it makes the movement, right? When the movement happens, there will be a possibility of the breakage. Now, what they will do it now? They will add something for this, right? The extra papers they will add it, spawns they will add it, right? Thermocols they will add it. Any delicate item they will pack up like this. Entire box should be covered, fully covered. Maybe like you can see this all electronic items are being packed like that, right? They will use like plastic bubble, that the thing is there, no? That will they'll use it, right? So kind of a thing, right? So they're gonna be using it. So these are three things I can tell you right now. Okay, that is the exact thinking of structure padding is. That is the exact thing of the structure padding. I will tell you these things. Okay, so like I'll just tell you what is this thing is. Okay, so then we can go for it. Okay, now I'll tell you in the structure you can have integer, A, and you can have character C. You can have it. Right, you can have integer A and you can have character C. Right, I'm making a block now. Right, I'm making a block now. Right, here we are only discussing about size today. Okay, what is the size of the structure? Okay, what is the size of the structure? Okay, for example, now what I'm going to do is I will tell now one name. I'll give it ABC and I'll create what? Struct. Right, I told you this is as same as you're creating a class. Right, you're creating what? Class. Now from the Idris compiler onwards, you have everywhere you have this. Okay, everywhere you have this. Right, in all the language you have this padding concept, you have it, but in a concept you have it. So there is one disciplinary, that is what you need to know about it. Okay, now you'll write it now this one. Okay, now you know this integer size is what byte? 4 bytes. The character size is what byte? 1 byte. 4 plus 1 is what, guys? 5 bytes you have it, right? 5 bytes you have it. Now when I tell size of, okay, when I tell size of maybe like ABC, when I tell size of ABC, I need to get 5 bytes of memory, right? Similarly, first example, right? Now one more example I will tell you. One is character C, I will tell it. Other one is integer B, I will tell it. Other one is I'll tell it as character A, B, A, I'll tell it, right? Whatever it is, okay? So I'll open this bracket and close this bracket now, and I'll tell it as, E, F, G, and I'll tell what? Struct, right? Now when I tell this one, guys, A, C, A, B, this is 1 byte, this is 1 byte, and this is 4 bytes, and this is 1 byte. Total how many bytes it is? 6 byte. The answer should be what? 6 byte, right? So this is what the whole problem is, okay? This is what the whole process is, okay? Now, I'm gonna go for the program. And I'm gonna, let's discuss on this. Okay? Look on here. I will create a structure. Anywhere I can create it. That's not an issue for me. Okay? I can also create above also. Like here also I can create it. No, not an issue for me. Okay? So I'll create here and I'll tell it as, I'll put a block and I'll tell what? Int A I will tell it, and I'll tell what? Character C I will tell it. Right? Character C I will tell it. Okay? Now I'll put a semicolon here and I'll put a name here, ABC, and I'll tell what? Struct. Not to worry about the syntax. Those are new to this. And I'll do this type F, I'll tell it, right? So what is this one is, okay? Now, when I tell this one, I'll just tell as, percentage U, I'll tell it, and I will use one function called as I'll just tell as what? ABC, I'll tell it, right? When I run this program, right? And I run this program. What is happening now? Size of ABC. Okay, ABC undeclared. Okay. Okay, it has showing undeclared. Okay, ABC, I'll tell it, and now I run this program. Okay. Now listen up here now. Now, look here, guys. I'm getting 8 bytes, right? So here it is 4 bytes. Here it is 1 byte, but I'm getting what? 8 bytes. That's what the first thing is. Okay. Now I'm gonna tell here something like this, guys. I'll tell a character. I'll tell it as what? A, B. I'll tell it as B. I'll tell it, right? So I run this program now. Okay. When I run this program, I'm getting what, guys? I'm getting 12 bytes instead of 6 bytes. Right? You got the point now. You got the point now. Okay, guys. Anyone can tell me this why it is coming like this? 12 and this everything.
So CPU will take at a time 4 bytes.
Okay.
We have character B.
Okay. Now one more example I'll tell you. One more example I'll tell you. What if I make this one as character? Right? So if I run this program, what I'm getting down? I'm getting 3. Properly, I'm getting 3. Okay. But if I add here integer, then it going to be a class. Right? Now one more example I'll tell you. The same thing you have it. Now what I'll do it now, I will cut this and I'll paste it to here now. And you get a different answer. Right? You get a different answer. Now if I add one more data here, I'll add it what? DOBLE, double, like double Z, I will add it, right? So if I run this program, you will get some other answer now. Right? This answers are varying now. Right? Now I will tell you the solution for this, and it's really easy for you, and that's what you need to know about it, right? Let me conclude this. Okay? Now listen up carefully. Look on here. Whenever you are dealing this, first point you need to remember, which is the highest data type? High data type. Okay, what is the high data type? Okay, which data type is dominating it? Okay, for example, here, which data type is dominating it? Integer is dominating it. Why? Integer is of 4 bytes. Okay, here, which data type is dominating it? Here also it is integer is dominating it. Now, entire structure of this data type will depend upon the integer type. Okay, now I'll tell you what happens is, okay, I'll tell you what happens is here, exactly what happens here is, okay. Now, thing is something like this, guys. You are creating a structure. You are telling this is what the data is. Okay, you're telling this is what the data is. Okay, you're telling 4 as a data. This is what the A is. This is the integer data. 4 data. It is done now. Next one is character. Character is 1 byte. Character is what? 1 byte, right? And this is where your C is starting from. This is where your C is starting. This is not the array. It is not. You don't have an indexing. You have a variable for this. This block name is A, and this type of integer. That's the reason it will travel 4 bytes. This block name is what? C. This block name is C. It will go to here, and from here it will travel only 1 byte, right? And this is 1 byte. Now, when I tell this 5 bytes, this becomes mismatch. There is something concept called as, if you are easy student, you got to know about something called as bus system, right? At that time, there will be a problem over there. Okay, to traverse the data, right? To come back, it will take some time. There is something called as clock cycle. They call it as, right? That is where the issue comes across. And to avoid that, what they came across is something like this. They came across the padding now, right? If the 4 bytes I have here is integer, I want to replicate the 4 bytes now. For example, now you have character here. You have only 1 byte here. To make it 4 bytes, how many bytes I want to add it, guys? I want to add 3 bytes of data now. And this concept is called as what? Padding. I'm doing it. I'm packing this here, so that it will be in a single box now. So this is 4 data, and it will be also reading the 4 bytes of data. It will also treat this one as what? 4 bytes of data. And that's the reason you are getting what? 8 bytes of data. Now, for example, for this one, okay, for this one, what will happen is something like this, guys. I will tell something like this here, and I'll tell it as this one has C now, this one has C now, right? This is 1 byte, right? And this one has 4 bytes. This is nothing but B, and this is nothing but what? 4 bytes. And this is nothing but 1 byte, right? This is what we tell it now, right? Now, what happens is 4 is what dominating it. Now, when you have 1 byte here, it will tell that C is about 1 byte only. Now, I want, next one is 4 byte. Now, before coming to the 4 byte, I want to do something called as padding now. Now, 3 bytes, you do the padding now. At that time, this becomes 4 byte now. Then only it can copy, then only it can access the next memory. Now, this becomes what? 4 byte of memory now. And this memory is nothing but what now? B now. So this is C now. This is only accessing what? 1 byte, and this 3 bytes will be what now? Padding, right? Again, you have character type. Again, I will tell it what is the name of this one? What is the name of this one? This is nothing but A, and this is also having what now? 1 byte of memory. And to make a cycle, I want to make what? 3 bytes of padding. 3 bytes, I want to do what? Padding, I want to do it. I'll do it what? Padding now. Now this becomes what now? 4, and this becomes what now? 4, and this becomes what now? 4, and in overall, this becomes what now? 12 bytes. You're getting the point now? You're getting the point? And this is all about the integer now. So integer is what the dominating was, right? I think one more thing I had told you, okay? For example, something like this. I have told you character A, character C, character B, and integer D, right? Look on here, guys. This both the things are same only. Here also 2 character, 1 integer. But here the case is something. The first byte is A, and this is something about what? 1 byte, right? This is something about what? 1 byte. Next byte is what? B, right? Next byte is what? B. What is this byte is? This is also 1 byte only, right? Next byte is what? Integer. Integer cannot come now. Why? Because integer is 4 bytes, and whatever I have is only 1 byte, right? That's the reason I will add it here. Something I will add it here, and the extra size I will add it here. I'll tell it as what? 2 bytes I'll tell it, and this is what padding is now. This is what padding is. And then later on, I will access this D now. I'll access this D, and this becomes what? 4 bytes of memory. And this is what the structure is now. Now for this will become what? This entire thing will become what? 4 bytes, and this will become what? 4 bytes, and you'll get what? 8 bytes. Now you see this, guys? For this it is 12 bytes, for this it is 8 byte. Now what is the discipline you have seen it in both the things? Order, right? It should be maintained the order now. For example, either in the ascending order or in the descending order. If you maintain the ascending order and descending order, you can reduce the size. Okay, even if it is character int D is also same thing, or else if you tell it as something like this, int A, character B, and character C. If you tell like this, right? If you tell like this, and it also maintain same thing, 4 bytes first memory, 4 bytes first memory, and this is what the integer is. And next one is 1 byte, right? This is called as what? 1 byte, right? And again 1 more byte, right? You have 1 more byte, right? For example, like this. This is A, and this is B, and this is C, right? 1 byte 1. And 2 bytes you needed to make 4 bytes. This is what the dominating is, right? And I will tell what? 2 bytes here, and this is called as what? Padding. I will tell it. This concept is called as what? Padding. Here 2 bytes are padded now. Now here what is the padding now? 6 bytes are padding now. 6 bytes will become what? Padding, which is wasting, right? So that is what the whole concept is. Let's take a screenshot now. We'll do the, we'll do the more examples over there, and we'll come across this one. Just take the screenshot of this. Look, whenever you do the padding, it should be in the ascending order or in descending order. First thing you need to do it what? Who's dominating it, right? Which data type is having a more bytes? Which data type is having what? More bytes of data, right? And later on, you will decide it. So on that cycle only it will happen now. It will read the data on that cycle itself. 8 is needed, and it will create 8 bytes. At a time it will read 8. At a time it will read 8. Right? So or else you need to change this shape now. For one, I want to use it 1. For next, I want to use it 2. For next, again, I want to use it 1. It will not use it. At a time, it will read 8 bytes. Then next at a time, it will read 8 bytes. Right? It will be the maximum number.
Sir, someone is trying to talk to you, sir. Hello?
I
sir.
will tell character. Okay?
Hello?
Character C. And I will tell DOUBLE double D. Right? And I will tell integer A, right? And again I will tell character B, right? Character B. This is what the data type is. Right now, how do I can write it now? Now this is 1 byte, and this is 8 byte, and this is 4 bytes, and this is what? 1 byte now, right? Now what happens here is, first thing, 8 is what dominating it, right? 8 is what dominating it. Now what I'll do it now, I am creating a character now. This is what the C is, and this is what 1 byte is. Next one, what I am coming now, double I am coming. Double it is coming. Now, when I read the double, it is itself a 8 byte, right? 8 plus 1 will become 9 now. It cannot have it. Now, if I want to use 8, I need to have 8 here. And that's how the 7 bytes of padding will happen. 7 byte, it will become what? Padding now. This becomes what? Padding. Now this becomes what? 8 bytes now. This becomes what? 8 byte now. Now next, I can read what? 8 byte now. I can read 8 byte now here. From here, you have what now? You have D here. Now this is entire thing is what? 8 byte now. This is entire thing is what? 8 byte now. Right? Next is, what is next is now? What is next one is? Next one is integer. Next one is what? Integer. Integer variable is what? A. And this is what? 4 bytes now. Now this will take in one cycle. This will take in one cycle now. Right? 4 byte. Now next one, we'll check it out. What is that now? It is character, right? It is character. Now 4 plus 1, 5. Yeah, it will come within 8 now. I can add it to in this cycle only. I'll take it in this cycle itself. I'll tell B now, and I'll tell what? Byte now. Now you don't have anything now, right? You don't have anything now, right? You don't have anything now. What I want to do it now, I want to make this one as what? 8 bytes now. To make it 3 bytes of memory now here, right? 3 bytes of memory. And this is now padding. And what? Padding now, right? And this entire thing will become what? 8 bytes now. Now 8 plus 8 plus 8, what will happen now? This will happen what? 16, and this will happen what? 24. This is how you get it what? 24 now. Now can you reduce this byte? Okay, can you reduce it? That is what the question is. Okay, if I rearrange it in ascending or descending order. Okay, right now I'll write it in a descending order. I'll write DOUBLE double D, I will write it, and later on integer A I will write it, and later on I'll tell character C, I'll write it, and I'll tell what? Character B, I'll write it. Now, if I write it in an ascending order or descending order, what happens is first one is D, and I'll tell what? This one is what? 8 bytes of memory, right? 8 bytes of memory now. Next one is what now? It is integer. Next one is A, and it is what? 4 bytes of memory now, right? Next one is what now? 4. 4 plus 1 also can be added now to make it 8. It is less than 8 only, right? And here from here it is what? C. Next one we'll check. It is character now. It is also 1 byte. So 4 plus 1 is what? 6. Again, it will come under 8 only. So I'll write now like this. Byte I'll tell it, and this one I'll tell it what now? B I will tell it, right? So if I write this, this becomes 4, 1, 1. What will become now? 6, right? So I want to make now 8. That's the reason I will tell what? 2 bytes of padding I'll tell it. I'll tell padding. How many bytes of padding? 2 byte of padding I'll tell it. This entire thing is what? Padding, covering up, right? So this becomes what? Entire thing will become what? 8 byte. So this is 8 byte. 8 plus 8 is what now? 16. So 8 bytes I can save it by using what? Padding now, right? So by telling this one now. Fine, guys. So let me go here. Take a screenshot of this. Take a screenshot of this soon. The two things. What I'm gonna do is now is okay. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna tell it here now. What I'm gonna tell it now here. First thing. What I'll do it now. Character C. I'll tell it. Right. Next one I'll do it now. DOUBLE double D. I will tell it. Next one I'll tell it not now. Int A. I will tell it. And later on I'll tell what? Character B. I will tell it. Right. Character B. I will tell it. Right. If I run this program. Can you see this one now? 24. Yeah. We got to know about it. Now, if I change this one in an order now, in an ascending order or descending order, right? So if I put it this one down below, the same thing, put it below now. What will happen now? This becomes what? 16 bytes of memory. Is that fine, everyone? Okay. So I'll give some examples. I'll just share you something. Okay. So you can tell me now. Okay. Now I'll tell now DOUBLE double D. I will tell it. Double D. I will tell it. Okay. Now I'll tell it double D. Long. Okay. Long DOUBLE double F. I'll tell it. And I'll tell what in between. Okay. In between I'll tell character. I'll tell it. Character C. I'll tell it. Right. Character C. Yeah. Z. I'll tell it. Okay. Character Z. I'll tell it. And I will tell it here anything. Okay. Float. I'll tell it. Float F. I'll tell it. What will be the answer for this one? You tell me the answer for this one. That's more than enough. You do it. You draw a diagram. Aram se. Right. For this one. 48. Majority of 48 answer, right? Okay, we'll do this. Okay, let's see it. What is happening over here? Okay, let's see this. Okay, look on here. Look here. Double means what byte? 8 byte. Character means what byte? 1 byte, right? Long int means what byte? 8 byte. Long double means what byte? 16 byte. This one means what byte? 4 bytes, right? Now, when I'm doing the padding, first thing I'll come across 8 now. First thing I'll come across what? 8 byte now. This is what D is, whatever it is. Okay, 8 bytes. 8 byte is for double, right? I'll tell you double, right? Now the dominating is 16, guys. The cycle should be of 16. The cycle you can have it of 16. That's all it is. Okay. Now when I tell character is 1 byte, 8 plus 1 will come under 16. I'll add it 1 also. Okay. So this character also will come. I'll just as A, B, C, D, E. I will tell it. Okay. So I'll just tell as A now. Okay. Now I'll tell what now here. I'll tell B now here. And this comes what? 1 byte. Now I'll check it out. What is the next one? Next one is long int. It is 8 byte. But 8 plus 1 plus 8 is what? 17. It is extending it, right? I cannot have it. That's the reason I am telling what now? I am telling padding now. 7 bytes will be padding. 7 bytes will be what? Padding now. Right? Here it will be padding now. Here it will be what? Padding now. Right? Now this entire total will become what? 16 bytes. Now next it will read it this one now. Now this one is what now? This is what now? C. From here the C starts now. Now C is what now? 8 bytes now. What is the next one now? 16 will start it. 8 plus 16 is, it cannot have it, right? It cannot have it. Now what I'll do it now? I want to do something called as what? Padding. Before this, I want to do what? Padding now. I'll do it here. I'll tell it goes for the padding now. 8 bytes here it will be padding now, right? Now this becomes what now? And is what? 16. Now again, one more 16 will add it. One more 16 will add it. This is nothing but what now? This is nothing but D, right? 16 bytes, right? Entire 16 bytes will be added now. Next, float F. Float is nothing but 4. And this one has 16. And 12 bytes will be added as a padding now. The 12 bytes will be added now here. And one more 16 will happen now. Now tell me guys, 16 fours are? 16 fours are? 64 bytes it is. Right? It should be 64 bytes, guys. Right? It should be what? 64 byte now. Okay, this is what the whole explanation is. If you want to take it, take a screenshot. Okay. I have it what? Okay. I'll tell it. F1 and I'll display. Right? What I'm getting now? 64. And I think, guys, you have missed long double. Long double is nothing but what? 16 bytes. That is what dominating is. Right? You understood this one? Just take down this one. Just take down this one. This is what the whole explanation is. The first thing is you see it dominating it. Who is dominating whom? Right? That is what you'll be telling it now. Now listen up here, guys. Now what I'm gonna do is I will need to rearrange this. How do I rearrange this one now? I either need to be in a order or into the descending order, right? So what I'll do it now. I will cut this and I'll put it in ascending order now. I'll paste this one now. Next comes who, guys? Double, long, int, double, float comes, right? I will cut this, right? I'll cut this. Next, double or integer, I will place integer itself, right? Either you can tell double or integer, whoever it is, okay? So I'll tell it like that. So if you run this program, like this, will come what? 48 now. If it is like this, then it is a 48, right? That's all. Right? Now, one more thing. There will be a play of array. Okay. So I'm gonna tell now array now, right? For example, I'll just as int A of 4 blocks. I'll tell it, and I'll tell what character C. I'll tell it, right? So what is the size of this one, guys? I'll run this program without wasting time. So this will become what? 20 bytes. Why it is 20 bytes now? Why it is 20 bytes now? So integer is of 4 bytes. 4 fours are 16. And it will come across what? One more byte, right? Now if you have here one more integer, it will not take it as 16 bytes now. Okay, it will not take it as 16 bytes. I'll tell integer D now. Even this will come across 20 bytes. Okay. Even this is also 20 bytes itself, right? And this is also what? 20 bytes itself. Right? Warning, no semicolon. Oh, okay. So if I run this program, this is also 20 bytes itself. Right? Now if I tell character this one, if I tell character here, right? Character, I'll tell it. Character 4 bytes, right? Character 4 bytes. And integer, I'll tell it. This will become 8 bytes. All right, why 8 bytes now? Why 8 bytes now? This is 4 bytes, completely of 4 bytes. This is what? 4 bytes. 4 bytes is what dominating it. This is 1 byte only. This will 1 byte. 1 bytes you have four things you have it. Right? Now if I increase this one to 5, okay, if I increase this one to 5 now, then it will become what? 12 bytes. Arthamainda? This will become what? 12 bytes. Okay, now one more thing I'll tell you. Okay, I'll just tell you and you play with this. That's more than enough for you. Okay, int a is equals to 3, I will tell it. And I'll tell what? Double. D-O-U-B-L-E, double, I'll tell it. D, I'll tell it. Now, double is what it is playing a role. Alright, double will get 8 and this is nothing but 12. Alright, 4 into 3 it is 12. Right? But 12 is not a round figure of 8 now. For 8 it is 8, 16, 24. That is what the multiple is. Right? So if I run this program, what should be the output now? It will be what? 24 now. So here you get 8 plus 4 and 4 will be padding and then it is 8. That's how it is.